Anywhere I went in the world, any stadium, I was fully confident that I was going to be able to compete. Even against players like Jay Rice and Chris Carter and Randy Moss, great athletes, don't get me wrong, but I can compete with these guys. Only twice did I truly feel outclassed. Here's the second one. In Detroit, 1994, New England Patriots versus Detroit Lions. Barry Sanders. Let me tell you what. I made my living in the National Football League. Not so much for coverage, but for tackling, okay? Smashing people to the ground, okay? Being physically intense and dominating, especially at the point of attack. Even for a little guy, all right? Bill Parcells has only played 2 cornerbacks on his starting goal line team. I'm one of them. I'm a tackler. So I can't wait to play against Barry Sanders. It's the biggest challenge. He's the toughest tackler in the league. I want to tell you, before we talk about the play, about what Bill Parcells told the entire defense before the game. He says, hey guys, he calls a special meeting, gets all the defensive players together. Bill Parcells, he says, hey guys, listen, here are the Barry Sanders rules, okay? Rule number 1, there are only 2 rules. Rule number 1, you can never lose contain. When you approach Barry Sanders to make a tackle, you've got to make sure that you get him on your inside shoulder. Because if he gets around you to the sideline, he scores. That's a long run for a touchdown. So we've got to make him go back to the middle of the field where all of our friends are coming to help us. That's number 1. Number 2 is take your shot. And here's what he means by that. He says, when you approach Barry Sanders to make a tackle, you want to get to his outside to get contained, but then you've got to approach and take your shot. Don't break down and get your balance. Because if you break down to get your balance, Barry Sanders is going to make you miss. You won't even get a hand on him. Really? Listen, Parcells, maybe you haven't seen enough of my film. I'm a hell of a tackler. I can tackle anybody. I can't wait to see this cat. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. So sure enough, first quarter, Detroit runs a draw. Here comes Barry Sanders through the hole. Listen, the hole's only about this big, 5 feet max, okay? I beat the block. Herman Moore is a good football player, but he doesn't want to block anybody. So I get past Herman Moore, I'm flying to the ball, and I'm going to hit Barry Sanders right in the face. Okay, I've got my head up, my eyes open. I didn't tuck my head. I'm bringing my arms. I'm leaning in. I'm going to kill this guy, right? You know what he does? I get ready to hit him, and as soon as I come out of my legs, I feel the air in front of me, and then my face hit the ground. I didn't get a hand on him. It's one thing to miss a tackle. That happens. Marshall Faulk's a good football player. You get him in space, he's moving around, you get your hand, he beats you. That happens, right? I don't mean miss a tackle. I mean not put a hand on his jersey in a 5-foot hole. How's that possible? I had to watch the film to see what happened. That's how surprised I was. Look at it on film. Barry Sanders approaches the hole. Here comes Rod Smith. Barry Sanders jumps out of the hole. Rod runs through the hole. Barry Sanders jumps back in the hole and goes through. En route to a 64-yard touchdown run. I feel horrible for my safety, Harlan Barnett, because it got ugly at the end of that run. You can get on YouTube and go find it. 1994, Patriots versus Detroit. Barry Sanders. You'll see number 22, Rod Smith. I'm the first guy to miss that tackle, and then it got ugly. But Barry Sanders was so elusive and so quick that if you tried to break down and tackle him, which is your natural instinct, Barry Sanders would shift, set you up, and then bang, gone. I literally mean the best football players who've ever lived. I had a chance to talk to Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott, one of the best tacklers in human history. About, hey, Ronnie Lott, who was your toughest tackle? Barry Sanders. That's how fast he said it. Barry Sanders? Oh, Rod, listen. First time I saw Barry Sanders, listen, I missed Barry Sanders 3 times on one play. Think about that. Ronnie Lott missed Barry Sanders 3 times on one play. He said, I tried to grab him, I went by him, I tried to hit him from behind, he saw me, he ducked again, then he did a spin move on me, and I missed the tackle. I said, Barry Sanders is a monster. So, yes, Deion number 1, Barry Sanders number 2. The only 2 guys on the planet Earth that made me truly feel like there is another level of athlete out there, and I may not be on it. Those guys were exceptionally great athletes. If you're enjoying my content and these funny stories, we're just getting started, okay? Hit that follow and that like and stay tuned for more.